how that ends. The highlights for the San Diego Comic-Con with the voices and writers of Dragon Age the Veilguard, and me chiming in with my thoughts. So this comes from a Twitter X post from Phi at Calico Warlock with some images of the panel. Summary of Veilguard. Hunting Solus, found family companions, stopped the elven gods. That tracks with theories of first part or half of the game. Try to find Solus, so you found me at last. Companions are like a family, and stopping the elven gods. Epler talked a bit about history in BioWare. Barlow talking about auditioning for the companions, and specifically we're looking for character chemistry. Mocap was used. We saw from the Brazil conference a while back some motion capture, and I even did a short that motion capture was hinting at Emmrich with the skull. Lucanis from Crows sees assassination as a job. Well, that tracks with Tevinter Knights. Death is my calling, and it's a job. It's what he was raised to do. It's what he was trained and raised to be. Mention of other crows. So there will be Viago, Teia, Ilario. I'm pretty sure other Talons and the first Talon. Zach read Tevinter Knights about 3 times. Oh, did his homework. And a quote, his mind is as dangerous as his knives. Ooh, and also kind of hilarious. I'm guessing that Lucanis has a bit of dark humor or sarcastic humor, which is the vibe that I kind of got with Tevinter Knights. His mind is dangerous as his knives. Yeah, I can see it. I'm also hoping that the kind of hilarious that his humor, like, it doesn't deviate from who he is, from the broodiness or anything like that. That is just, it winds up being funny, but it's not over the top, out of character type of hilarious. And I trust that the writers stayed true to the Lucanis that they presented in Tevinter Knights. Not allowed to take pics or videos, but showed a clip of mocap of the actors. A very funny moment. Ooh, that would have been interesting to see. Barlow says Zach brought to Lucanis a certain darkness. Ooh, that's good to hear. That's exactly what I was saying. I have not read through these first. And there would be a certain darkness to Lucanis. He is the demon hunted by Venatori, dubbed by them the demon. And so I would guess that friend or romance could break through that darkness. Someone who could bring a bit of darkness to the daylight. Cubase boost. Okay, boosted from the other panel room. Zach is excited for the romance and is looking forward to stats. Okay, so statistics about the romance. And the voice actors, they know the lines, but they don't see the scenes. I'm excited for the romance. I mean, I have a few scenarios of how I've envisioned it. I mean, I did write that fan fiction a few years ago, and I did recently write some Emmrich fan fiction. I'll post the links to those in the description for anyone who's interested. Moving on. Zach also mentions using his own relationship with his brother into Lucanis's character. Oh, that means Ilario is here, is in Dragon, because his own relationship with his brother, either in regard to Lucanis as a relationship, as a friendship with Rook, or Lucanis' dynamic with Ilario, because Ilario is Lucanis' cousin, but they're almost like brothers. And so this to me speaks Lucanis and Ilario. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Zach played a lot of Darkspawn originally while auditioning. Ali really welcomed Zach into the Dragon Age family. Currently showing the clip of Neve from the 10-minute teaser. Neve is from Minrathous. We knew that. Want to show rebellious side of Tevinter. Cynical detective with a heart of gold. Fun banter. I always love fun banter. Jessica loves Neve's loyalty and dedication to her vision of Tevinter. fighting for the people. We knew that. Voice actors separate while recording lines, but still bonded really well and organically. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, I can see, recording separately, but maybe they had chances to meet or hear each other's lines or get to interact with each other on certain occasions to get the other character's dynamic. Is there Veilguard GC? What's a GC? Yes, there are several. What's a GC? Oh, game chat. I am so not online or with the online slang. Oh, that just aged me. Ali, voice of Harding, is an angel and very supportive of the new cast. Yay! Emmrich, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting how to spell his name. Oh, that's fine. Stone Cold Silver Fox from the moderator. Well, I'm assuming he looks like he has that sophistication, but, I imagine him carrying a handkerchief to wipe his hands clean after killing someone, or, getting Manfred to do some of the dirty work and just, And I see him as kind of humorous, but stone cold humor. Bioware knew the reaction they would get from the fandom about him, Lamau. Oh, that's funny. Nick feels like he's been preparing for Emmrich all his life. Oh, that's so funny. He's obsessed with death as a comfort and not scared. Okay. And enabling people to kind transition to death. That is the vibe from Down Among the Dead Men. Nick is attracted to the aspect of this character. Ooh. That sounds very enticing to me. You're gonna need a dictionary for Emmrich. Oh, it'll test my vocabulary. For all the magic spells. Okay. Interesting how this character caught fire compared to the other sexy characters. Well, I mean, Lucanis caught fire in my heart like long before, but when I saw the trailer, I was like, That's why I wrote Emmrich fanfiction too. Barlow had a great time recording with Nick, a very consistent voice actor. Manfred mentioned, Nick and Matt Mercer have never met. Oh, that's funny, they've never met, but the interactions with Manfred. Manfred plays off the Emmrich. Okay. I set the tone. Okay, so Emmrich sets the tone and then Manfred bounces from that. What has Harding been up to? Yeah, what has Harding been up to in between Inquisition and Veilguard? She's been working with Varric closely and remnants of the Inquisition. Oh, go figure. That's what we kind of all assumed. From comics, Harding and Neve already met. Yes. Ali vividly remembers the beginning of voicing Harding. She says it's brilliant writing. Well, that's good to know. Ali really thought of Harding's personality and traits. She's so happy to be back. And yeah, as a companion, it's not just isolated scenes here and there. Harding as a character is more present, more prominent. She's so happy to be back. Yay! And we're happy that she's back. Referencing 2020 with the pandemic, BioWare had to pivot with working remotely and were able to push through their projects. Well, that's kind of what the Brazil conference was talking about, working from home, adapting, reorganizing and adapting in light of all that. Mocap keeps getting mentioned, so it's definitely a new thing for Veilguard. Okay. Well, the screenshots from the Brazil conference were pretty cool. They are really avoiding spoilers. Oh. Harding chasing Solus for a decade. Yeah, so maybe it's to her that Solus says, you found me at last, but I see it more as to Rick, and I'm hoping the Inquisitor's in that scene. Or maybe the Inquisitor, we find him, we free him, or he joins whatever, and then later at the lighthouse, he encounters the Inquisitor, and that scene's going to be like, there are moments in the Trespass of friendship that hit harder in the feels than the romance one, whether it's friendship or romance. Oh man, that's gonna come get me. That was a great relationship that you developed, and now I'll stop talking. Oh, that's so funny. Ali's too excited. Epler talks about companions may butt heads and won't be predictable. That's good. And I like it when in banter they kind of contrast each other. That's the expression I was looking for. They complement and contrast each other. Thousands and thousands of lines and so many characters to meet. Nice. Hopefully returning characters too, but I'm assuming there are a lot of characters. I mean, Inquisition had a lot of characters, so Zach, unfortunately, has been around the Dragon Age Reddit before recording as Lucanis. Oh, so it kind of, maybe it would have influenced him, but I can see that as a good thing. All the voice actors are excited about the dialogue and narrative and for us to explore Veilguard. Yay! I'm excited too. You know, I always say like story, character arc, so the dialogue and the narrative, that goes into that. Ali says we will really find ourselves in the game. Yay! About recording, everyone hears the previous person's recording and reacts in response to it. Q&A time, also I don't have any clips since I'm tweeting, but I'm sure others will post soon. Due to lockdown, a lot of recording done over Zoom, and writers besides Barlow would jump in on the call to talk about previous person's lines. Okay, that makes sense. First question is about the background factions. Characters, not causes. Grey Wardens, for example, you can work with in the game. Yeah, I'm sure we can ally ourselves with a lot of people, not necessarily the faction, the whole faction, but individuals from those factions. I wonder if Ilario and Lucanis will butt heads, and if we ally with Ilario, if Lucanis is going to be a little bit resentful about that. Second question, what was your first exposure to fantasy, and do you implement it into the voice acting? Eplo talks about Lord of the Rings and that every media you experience will seep out into your work. Lord of the Rings is one of my biggest inspirations and influences as well, so I definitely see that. Barlow didn't want the dialogue to sound modern. Well, I mean, it's not like fantasy can reflect Old English, because then we won't understand a single thing. But there are ways to modernize without having it sound like everyday jargon. Zach loves Theseus and talks about the symbolism in Dragon Age. Oh, symbolism! Yay! I love symbolisms! You know, in case you didn't notice, with all the tarot and occult, with the animals and the colors and the this and the that and all the symbols, the tarot and occult symbols that I always love to analyze, that Zach loves this symbolism. I am loving Zach more and more. Jessica loved Greek mythology and lore. Oh, yes. Nick talks about The Hobbit. Yay! More Tolkien. And would dress up in big boots and a cape when his mom would read it to him. Oh, that's so adorable. Ali recently went to Greece and felt like she saw Dragon Age everywhere. Oh, that's awesome. Third question, from your companions' perspectives, which previous companion would you romance? Zach, kind of have a thing for the Iron Bull. Ooh. And oh, that awakened something inside of me. Oh, okay. Jessica is too overwhelmed to answer. Oh, Nick thinks Solus is sexy. Well, everyone knows what I think about Solus, especially because he looks like a certain someone I married, so of course he's the sexiest character of all the Dragon Age characters. Ali fangirling over Lucanis and Emmrich. Oh, I'm totally with you there, girl. Totally. My cheeks are starting to, I'm smiling so much through this, my cheeks are starting to hurt. Fourth question, is Veilguard and Inquisition streamlined together? Paraphrasing. Dragon Age games are not as streamlined as Mass Effect and act almost as standalones. Okay, so Inquisition and Veilguard, from my point of view, based on what we do know and what we have seen, is that Inquisition and Veilguard are more streamlined than Origins and Dragon Age 2 were, for example. Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition were a little bit streamlined through Hawk and Corypheus, but I definitely see Inquisition and Veilguard more streamlined. To know that it acts as its own thing, that makes sense. Fifth question. What aspects of your character is your favorite? Ali loves the little quirks about Harding. Lucanis is a good cook. Ooh, cook for me more, mi amor. I'd have to taste Lucanis's food and see if it's as delicious as my cook's food. Love a man who cooks. Neve is very dry and pretty closed off about it. But I'm guessing that the closer you get to her, whether friendship or romance, that, I'm guessing she'll open up more. Emmrich and the exploration of the idea of death and necromancy. Yes. Well, he works with spirits who embody skeletons. So, he'd have to have a fascination and not be repulsed by that to be comfortable, because it's his day-to-day life. 6th question, how do you decide to introduce the lore in each game? Depends as they build each game. That makes sense. Always know the base lore. Exactly. Do you remember your base lore? It's just a little, there's a little nudge there. I'm teasing, of course. And see opportunities through game mechanics and characters. Try not to info dump. Yeah, that makes sense. I tease because sometimes it seems like they revamp certain lore things, but they know their lore. They probably have spreadsheets and things and 7th question, any favorite party banter? Barlow, listen for hand-to-bone combat. Okay, that could be interpreted a few ways. And that's the end of time for the panel. Okay, and just as a last note, they still said release is fall 2024. So unless something really, really goes askew, then in that case, then it would be Q4, so that would be 2025. Tala and Elizabeth did a video about that, the Q3 estimated, so that would be like from October to December thing. I shared her video in the community tab. I recommend watching it, it's a good one. It's good info to have. So they're really aiming for fall 2024. That's encouraging. I'm prepared mentally for a delay if there is one, and I'm guessing the reason that they haven't set a specific date is because they want to ensure that once they give a date, it's going to be that date. I don't think they want to say, okay, it's going to be this date and then push it off. The day we get a specific date, it will not deviate from that date. And that rhymes. And I'm going to link to this in the description as well. And thank you, Fi, for listing all of these wonderful highlights. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all soon. Masaranas.